Hi, my name's Ben. I work for the Game House, and today we're going to be looking at 5 potential trade destinations for Derrick Henry. Okay, so the rumors have it that Derrick Henry is being shopped, and then they switch to he's not being shopped anymore. The Titans sort of want to run it back one more time and see if they can make a run at the Super Bowl. But we have to look at potential trade destinations just in case a team comes along and blows them away with an offer. So this article was originally written by our Joe DiTullio. I'll link it below, but I found myself agreeing with a lot of what he said, so we're just going to go through his potential trade destinations here. First, we have the Miami Dolphins. Now, the Dolphins have needed a running back for a few years. They've sort of done running back by committee, grabbing Jeff Wilson Jr. and people like that. And the main thing to look at is it would be hard for them to acquire him, both because of trade capital and the salary cap issue. But if they choose Tua Tagovailoa and want to go all in, they could trade future first-round draft picks and a bunch of twos to get Derrick Henry's services. They already have great weapons in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. They just need that difference maker at the running back position to really open up this offense for Tua and also take some of the pressure off of Tua. As we know, he's had some injury issues. So if he has a bruising running back to hand the ball off to, that could severely lessen the hits that he'll be taking next year. So the Dolphins are an intriguing prospect, maybe not the most likely, but they could definitely maybe benefit the most of anybody on this list. Next, we have the Buffalo Bills, another team that has been running back needy for years now. They have Devin Singletary and Zach Moss, and they've also added in Dalvin Cook's brother into the fold to try and sort of supplement that running game. But the one piece that they're missing on offense is a great running back. They'll have to make some trades and cut some players to get under the cap here, but the Buffalo Bills are in a win-now scenario, and Derrick Henry is running out of good years left, so making a trade for him now could really solidify them as the AFC favorites. Next up, we have the Eagles. So now the Eagles have a bunch of trade capital to get rid of, and we already know they're in a good position because they were the runners-up in the Super Bowl last year. They do have Boston Scott and Miles Sanders, but adding a running back like Henry who runs through the line with such power and intensity to an already pretty much power-running offense could really open up the passing lanes for people like Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. It would be very, very difficult to see anybody other than the Philadelphia Eagles coming out of the NFC if they add someone like Derrick Henry, who, as I mentioned, has a few good years left in him. They are under the cap, and as I said, they do have lots of draft capital to trade away and not a lot of holes on the offense. They do have some defensive holes with a lot of defensive players coming up in free agency. Adding another dimension to this offense that Henry will bring could take the pressure off of that defense. All right, and next we have the Bears. So David Montgomery is a great running back, but he is a free agent. The Bears also have the number 1 pick this year. If they could find a way to trade the number 1 pick for some other assets and then trade those assets away for Henry, that would make a lot of sense. The Bears line isn't great, but Henry doesn't need a great line because he runs with such force, as I've mentioned a bunch of times in this video already. They also have the most cap space in the league, so a contract really isn't an issue with Henry, even if they want to restructure it, maybe give him a couple more years until they're pretty sure he's going to be past his prime. They could absolutely go from worst to first in the division if Justin Fields takes that step forward and Derrick Henry proves to be a problem in this offense. And then finally, we have the Carolina Panthers. Now, this one may be a bit controversial, but they did trade away a supreme running back in Christian McCaffrey last season, and now they have a new coaching staff in place there with Frank Reich taking over the head coaching duties. I'm sure Reich would salivate at the prospect of adding Henry to this offense, and he would also move to another troubled division in the NFC South. If they get the quarterback right, then this offense could very well be the best offense in the NFC South right away with Henry. They're a little over the cap, but they do have draft picks to trade away, and it wouldn't take that much cap wrangling to add Henry into the fold. But as Joe says here, Henry can carry the offensive load while the passing game develops under their new coach and probably a new quarterback. Where do you think Derrick Henry is going? Let us know below, and thanks for watching.